it was also a good day for somebody yesterday. Kenny Pickett is now the official quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is QB1 now.
So we're calling that a good day for him. Is that what we're
Yeah,
saying?
you
All right.
played. You got in and produced, didn't you?
Okay. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
how we were clarifying that
And they,
the day that
you
happened.
know, although you
They
know,
did lose, but okay.
they did, but he led them to a comeback, although they lost. But
Okay.
hey, just getting in there. That's all rookies want. They just want that shot. Some have to wait longer than others, a la Aaron Rodgers. But hey, it happened. He was able to play yesterday, although they lost. He didn't look too bad from what I could see from the highlights. He had been paying attention and study, and he's been really taking his job serious like he should. He wasn't just oh, I ain't gonna start. He got in and he did all right. So what's your take on the Walt since that's your division rival?
Um, I mean, I guess the real question is, is he going to actually be the starter now? I guess now that he replaced Mitch after halftime. So,
Yeah.
honestly, I would have to say yes. I mean, I hate to say it, but Mitch is still struggling for some reason. I don't know. I mean, what's the problem? I don't know if he's having some issues with trying to develop in the NFL or whatever. But for
Right.
some reason, he's still I don't know. He's still struggling. So I mean, honestly, we all seen this coming, but I'm just not sure if we've seen it coming this soon. I should say. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, for him and his debut, I should say it wasn't bad. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns,
Yeah. Yeah.
two
Yeah.
rushing touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. And like Nico said, they almost did come back and beat the Jets or whatever. But me, on a personal note, I'm kind of glad they didn't. So I mean, in his debut after halftime, I actually want to see in his debut after halftime. It was okay, but I actually want to see him in a full game. You know what I'm saying? See what exactly he can do. For full fourth quarter, 4 quarters.
John.
Not to be too hard on the Bears today, but they never developed this guy as a quarterback, which they should have. But hang on. Yeah, just let me write out. But I don't think Pittsburgh has any major plans to make this guy the quarterback of their future. So they have no major plans to develop this Mitch. Talking about Mitch.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Right.
They drafted him in the first round.
So Chicago never developed Mitch at all. I don't think Pittsburgh has plans to develop Mitch because they don't see him as their guy. So I agree with Walt on this. I don't think he's learned the game of the NFL. We talk about all the time. You can know football, but do you know NFL? And I don't think these guys have brought him along, and I don't think anyone plans to. That being said, I guess I also want to know what the definition of a comeback is because he came into the game down 4 and he lost by 4, so I'm not sure what a comeback is. But he didn't lose by more points than he came in, I guess.
Let's be honest. It could have got worse. He could have threw 3 pick sixes and it go from 4 to 24.
I mean, he did throw 3 picks, I guess. Right, we're lucky his offensive players can tackle the player, so they weren't
exactly.
Okay. But yes, Kenny Pickett is the guy from now on. You cannot put Mitch back in at this point. Like you made this decision, you got to ride with it. It's funny because people were asking Tomlin like 2 quarters before Pickett came in. They were asking Tomlin, "Are you still going to play Mitch, or is it time to make a change?" And Tomlin goes, "No, man, he's our guy. We're riding with Mitch." And then 2 quarters later, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, he's not our guy no more." Like, but I feel like you got to stick with it. That's my personal opinion.
No, I mean it's the same situation with Justin last year. Once you go with the rookie,
Justin Fields, for those who
yeah, Justin Fields. When you go with him, and that's really every team with a starting quarterback. If you go with the rookie, you got to stay there because you can't keep flip flopping because it's like, bro, y'all don't even know what you're doing at this point. So
in a Trey Lance situation where he gets hurt, I don't even know if I'd bring Mitch back in. I'd probably bring Rudolph back in. Like I can't tell my team like, this is our guy. If this guy, like, I'm just like, no, you know what? We're moving on from Mitch. We'll see if we can get trade for him. But I just
Yeah, I really do think Mitch needs to definitely take some time, and I'm not sure who's the actual QB coach over there in Pittsburgh, but I just really feel like he needs to find him a good QB coach who could actually sit him down and actually develop him and study as much game tape or whatever he needs to do to try to learn as much about the NFL, the game as much as possible, because it's just like his developing and him sitting on the sideline and him being behind others is still not working. So I mean, I just feel like there needs to be other steps that he might need to take to possibly so he can become a starter in the NFL. Because I mean, I'm not saying he don't have the potential, but it's just just over these last years, we seen what he did. I think it was his rookie year or second year with the Bears. I think they went 12-3 or something like that. But I mean, we all know that was mostly 12-4. Sorry.
Or second.
Yeah, but yeah, we all know that was mostly with the defense. But I mean, we can see what he can do with a defensive, team. So I mean, I just really feel like he needs to just take some time and just find him a good QB coach that will help him more with the in the game of football, I should say.
But to that point, I think hindsight 2020. I think he should have stayed in Buffalo. That you were learning from Dayball and Josh Allen and even Ken Dorsey, who is now the offensive coordinator. I think he was really learning how to be a quarterback. Although learning from Josh Allen, he running in the linebackers and shit. Story for another day. But I think that was the best time that he learned to actually be a quarterback. And if I was him, I wouldn't be too pressed about staying in Pittsburgh. I would try to find my way back to Buffalo, and like Walt say, or I think one of y'all, just learn the position. Just learn the position. Even if you are Josh Allen's backup for 2 to 3 years, at least you're getting better. So when it is your time to start, you're well aware.
Yeah, I think this kid still has potential in the NFL. I think there's worse quarterbacks out there on benches than him. But is he a starter? I'm not as that right now. But I think he's still better than Mason Rudolph. But I'm just saying, with that situation, like once you move on, I feel like you should move on. But I think unless he finds a team like the Giants where they're like, you know what, we're gonna ride with Daniel Jones no matter how much the fans hate it until we develop this guy, or until we get, until we're able to trade for a quarterback that we really want, right? Or get some in the draft. But until then, we're not just gonna go shop quarterbacks every couple of years. So we're gonna develop Daniel Jones, and that's what the Giants have been doing. So he either needs to find a situation like that, or become a journeyman. Be that guy who can come off the bench like a Ryan Fitzpatrick and a Nick Foles and win key playoff games, or not, or key games to get to the playoffs while your starter is injured. But I mean, he still has potential in this league for sure. He's just not good enough to start for the Pittsburgh right now.